As we grow older, especially past 61, concern begins to dominate our lives. The three highs: high blood pressure, high blood sugar, and high cholesterol. Doctors and health magazines often repeat the same advice: eat less pork, avoid beef, and stick to a light, almost meatless diet. But here's the troubling reality. Many seniors quietly face the stricter they follow these rules, the weaker they feel. Climbing a few steps leaves them breathless, their muscles shrink, and their strength fades away. So the question naturally arises, is meat truly the enemy of our health, or could it still be one of the keys to living longer and stronger? Picture this: you sit at the dinner table, carefully pushing away the beef stew your family prepared, telling yourself it's for your health. Yet later that night, you struggle to stand up from your chair, your knees aching, your energy gone. Doesn't this contradiction make you wonder if something about the common advice is missing? Could it be that avoiding meat entirely is not the solution, but part of the problem? Stay with us and follow this channel so we can share and uncover the deeper truth together. Now, if the opening question left you unsettled, let's take a closer look at what actually happens in many households. Seniors across North America, whether in Toronto, Chicago, or small towns across the Midwest, often fall into the same well-intentioned traps when it comes to food. The intention is pure. They want to stay healthy, avoid disease, and extend their years. But the execution, it sometimes backfires, leaving the body weaker instead of stronger. Take the first mistake, going to the extreme of a plant-only diet. Many older adults hear that vegetarianism or veganism can cleanse the body, reduce cholesterol, and even prevent cancer. They cut out not only red meat, but also fish, poultry, eggs, and dairy. For a while, they might feel lighter. Their digestion seems smoother, and their conscience feels clean because they believe they are eating healthy. But 2 years down the road, something alarming sets in. Their arms and legs lose muscle. Tasks like climbing stairs, carrying groceries, or playing with grandchildren become exhausting. They may even face dangerous falls because their bones and muscles no longer support them the way they once did. In fact, doctors often point out that what looks like clean eating is actually chronic malnutrition in disguise. Protein, especially from animal sources, is critical for maintaining muscle mass, energy, and immune strength. Without it, seniors risk sarcopenia, a medical term for muscle wasting. And sarcopenia is not just about looking thinner, it directly increases the risk of disability fractures and hospitalizations. Let's put this into a familiar picture. Imagine Mrs. Johnson, age 68, living in Vancouver. She prides herself on following a strict vegan lifestyle after reading several articles praising plant-based diets. She avoids even eggs and milk, believing they are harmful. At first, she feels proud of her discipline, but within 2 years, she notices that walking up her apartment stairs leaves her gasping. Her once steady hands shake as she tries to cook. Her doctor tells her she is protein deficient, her muscles shrinking faster than expected for her age. What she thought was protection against disease has become the very cause of her frailty. The second mistake comes from the opposite direction, trying to boo or supplement in the wrong way. In many cultures, including here in the West, people believe in the wisdom of cures, like aching bones. Then surely bone broth will rebuild them. Many older men after retirement develop the habit of boiling pork or beef bones every day, convinced that the minerals will strengthen their joints. Yet the reality is, sobering bone broth is often loaded with saturated fat and purines, which can worsen joint inflammation, contribute to gout, and burden an aging digestive system. Consider Mr. Harris, a 72-year-old from Texas. For months, he sipped rich pork bone soup daily, believing it was medicine. Instead of growing stronger, his knees stiffened further and he gained weight. He found himself too sluggish to enjoy his garden or attend church services. His tongue developed a greasy coating, his appetite declined, and he felt heavier with every passing week. Only after consulting his physician did he realize the broth was not strengthening his bones at all. His kidneys and digestive system, already delicate with age, could not process the richness of this so-called remedy. A third mistake, one not often spoken of, is trusting popular fads or miracle supplements over balanced meals. The shelves of American and Canadian pharmacies are filled with powders, pills, and capsules, promising everything from joint relief to eternal youth. Many seniors, eager to take control of their health, buy these products faithfully. But here's the danger. Relying on supplements while neglecting real whole foods leads to imbalance. No capsule can fully replace the natural synergy of nutrients found in properly prepared fish, chicken, or vegetables. Worse still, some supplements interact with medications, blood thinners, diabetes, drugs, or heart pills, creating hidden risks. Why do these mistakes happen so often? The answer is simple: fear. Fear of heart attacks, fear of cancer, fear of becoming a burden to family. Fear makes us swing from one extreme to another, either cutting out meat entirely or overloading the body with heavy tonics and pills. Yet health is never found in extremes. It lives in balance. So if you've ever skipped a meal with your family because the roast chicken on the table felt too heavy, or if you've faithfully boiled bones every day hoping to rebuild your knees, ask yourself, this is your body truly benefiting, or are you unknowingly weakening it? These real-life mistakes remind us of an important truth. After 60, eating is no longer just about pleasure or habit, it's about strategy. The body has changed, digestion slows, and the balance of qi and blood, or in modern terms, energy and circulation, becomes delicate. The wrong choices, even when made with good intentions, can steal vitality instead of adding years. And this brings us to the next step. If extremes are harmful, then what is the middle path? How do we decide which meats in what form and in what amount actually support longevity rather than threaten it? In the next part, we'll explore both the Western and traditional perspectives on meat, uncovering why it has been unfairly demonized, and how, when chosen wisely, it can still be one of the greatest allies for life after 60. So after seeing how extremes can quietly harm our bodies, the question naturally follows, what does science really say about meat? And more importantly, what does traditional wisdom add to this conversation? To find the balance, we need to look at the issue from two perspectives, the modern Western medical view and the time-tested lens of traditional medicine. When combined, they paint a more complete picture for seniors who want not only to live longer, but also to live stronger. From the Western medical side, meat has long been linked to two major fears: heart disease through high cholesterol and cancer through processed red meats. Doctors warn us about LDL cholesterol fatty plaques in the arteries and the dangers of grilling or frying at high temperatures. And indeed, research confirms excessive intake of fatty cuts of pork and beef, particularly when fried or smoked, can increase risks. But here's the crucial word: excessive. A small portion of lean meat or poultry, especially when baked or boiled, does not pose the same threat. In fact, studies show that protein from lean meats helps maintain muscle strength, stabilizes blood sugar, and reduces frailty in seniors. Traditional medicine, meanwhile, takes a very different but surprisingly complementary view. It doesn't measure cholesterol numbers. Instead, it asks, what effect does a food have on your body's energy system, on your qi, blood, yin, and yang? In this view, pork is cooling and moistening, beef is warming and strengthening, and chicken sits somewhere in between as a gentle tonic. The problem comes not from eating these foods in themselves, but from eating them in the wrong way or with the wrong body constitution. If your digestion is already weak, pork may leave you bloated. If you tend to run hot red face insomnia, quick temper too much, beef can worsen the fire. But in moderation for the right person, each meat can be medicine. Think about this. Western doctors describe high cholesterol as fat clogging the arteries. Traditional medicine describes it as phlegm and blood stasis obstructing circulation. Different languages, yes, but pointing to the same problem: poor transformation of nutrients and sluggish flow of energy and blood. One says lipids, the other says phlegm, yet both agree that the solution is not simply cutting meat altogether, but restoring balance in digestion and circulation. And what about cancer? Western research highlights carcinogens formed during grilling and the risks of processed meats. Traditional medicine calls cancer accumulations and masses born when qi is weak, when blood becomes stagnant, and when dampness and heat linger too long inside. Again, two different maps pointing to the same territory. Both perspectives agree it is not meat alone that creates disease, but how the body processes it and whether it has the resilience to transform what we eat into energy instead of waste. This should spark a question for you. Dear friends watching, have you ever noticed that some people eat a steak and feel energized while others eat the same portion and feel sluggish or overheated? That difference is not random. It reflects constitution, digestion, and balance. So perhaps the real question is not is meat good or bad, but which type of meat in which portion suits me best at this age? If you agree, type balance in the comments so we know you are with us on this journey. Now let's pause and reflect. What does this combined wisdom mean for daily life in the United States and Canada? It means seniors don't need to fear every piece of meat. Instead, they should learn to match food to condition. If you often feel cold in your hands and feet, a small bowl of lean beef stew can actually warm your yang energy and help circulation. If your digestion is delicate and you get bloated easily, white meat like fish or chicken will be lighter, easier to absorb. And if you suffer from dryness, dry skin, dry throat, restless sleep, duck meat, cooling, and yin nourishing may provide the balance your body craves. Western medicine also emphasizes moderation. The American Heart Association recommends keeping red meat portions small, choosing lean cuts, and avoiding processed meats with additives. Traditional medicine simply phrases it as avoid excess, choose according to constitution. Different wording, same advice. So, the takeaway is this meat itself is not the enemy. The danger comes when we eat blindly without considering how our age, condition, and preparation method interact with what's on the plate. When digestion slows with age, when muscles weaken, the body actually needs carefully chosen protein more than ever. But it must be the right protein in the right form at the right time. And that leads us to the next crucial question. If pork and beef carry certain risks, which meats offer the safest, most nourishing choice for seniors? How can we, sitting here at the dinner table in our 60s, 70s, or 80s, choose meals that protect our hearts, strengthen our bones, and give us the vitality to keep up with life? Don't go anywhere. In the next section, we'll reveal the 3 kinds of meat that doctors and traditional healers alike call the true longevity meats. But before we move on, I'd love to hear from you. What's your current habit? Do you avoid meat completely, or do you still enjoy certain types? Type your answer in the comments because your story might help another senior watching tonight. And remember, by subscribing to this channel, you'll stay connected with practical, reliable health wisdom tailored for your stage of life. So if meat itself is not the enemy, the real question becomes clear. Which meats actually support health and vitality in our 60s, 70s, and beyond? Both Western research and traditional wisdom point to 3 outstanding choices: fish, chicken, and duck. Each carries its own unique strengths, and when combined wisely, they form a powerful foundation for healthy aging. Let's begin with fish, the gentleman among meats. Unlike pork or beef, fish is light, tender, and highly digestible. For seniors whose digestive fire is no longer strong, fish provides high-quality protein without burdening the stomach. From a Western perspective, fish is rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which support heart health, reduce inflammation, and sharpen cognitive function. That's why doctors often recommend salmon, mackerel, and sardines to protect against heart disease and dementia. Traditional medicine goes further. Fish strengthens the spleen and replenishes qi, meaning it helps restore energy and prevent fatigue. If you've ever noticed feeling more alert and refreshed after a simple grilled cod compared to a heavy steak, that's no coincidence. Different fish serve different needs. Freshwater fish such as carp or perch are excellent for regulating digestion and improving appetite. Saltwater fish like salmon and mackerel nourish the brain and keep circulation flowing. And don't underestimate the humble sardine or anchovy eaten with bones. They provide calcium and vitamin D, fortifying fragile bones. Friends, here's a quick question. When was the last time you ate fish more than twice in a week? If you include fish regularly in your meals, type fish in the comments. Let's see how many of us are already on the right path. Next, we turn to chicken, the classic restorative food. Chicken is warm in nature and remarkably versatile. In the Western diet, it's often seen as the lean, heart-friendly alternative to red meat. High in protein, low in fat, and rich in essential amino acids, chicken helps preserve muscle mass and energy. Traditional wisdom, however, adds a deeper layer. Chicken warms the middle, replenishes qi, and nourishes essence. Put simply, it's a tonic for both digestion and vitality. Have you ever noticed how a bowl of homemade chicken soup seems to restore not just the body, but also the spirit? That's no old wives' tale. It reflects the food's genuine therapeutic qualities. For seniors with cold hands and feet, poor appetite, or loose stools, a warm chicken broth can gently reawaken the digestive system. The choice of chicken matters too. Old hens are best for frail women with blood deficiency, roosters for men with yang deficiency, and young broilers for general nourishment. Adding herbs such as astragalus, ginseng, or Chinese yam when stewing creates a powerful medicinal soup. So the next time you feel drained, instead of reaching for a pill, consider reaching for a slow-cooked chicken soup. Finally, we arrive at duck, the underestimated yin nourisher. Many seniors in the West rarely think of duck as a regular food, but in traditional medicine, duck is prized for its cooling, yin-restoring properties. Where chicken is warming, duck is soothing. It replenishes body fluids, clears internal heat, and reduces swelling. For those struggling with dryness, dry skin, dry eyes, constant thirst, or restless sleep, duck meat provides exactly what the body lacks. Western nutrition agrees duck offers high-quality protein while being rich in iron and essential vitamin. Duck is especially suitable for seniors with high blood pressure or diabetes conditions, often tied to yin deficiency and internal heat. Unlike beef or lamb, duck does not aggravate heat in the body. Instead, it calms and nourishes. Picture this on a hot summer evening, while heavy meats feel unbearable, A bowl of tender duck soup brings both comfort and relief. If you've ever experienced this, you know why traditional doctors call duck the master of gentle nourishment. Now, let's tie all of this together. Fish provides lightness and brain protection, chicken restores qi and digestive strength, and duck replenishes yin and cools the body. Together they form a balanced triangle of nourishment, energy, strength, and harmony. Eating them in rotation ensures that seniors are not deprived of essential protein, yet avoid the pitfalls of heavy, greasy foods. Of course, the method of preparation is just as important as the choice of meat. Steaming, stewing, and boiling preserve nutrients and reduce harmful compounds, while grilling, frying, and smoking often create toxic byproducts. If you want the benefit without the burden, think gentle cooking. Seniors in the US and Canada may be used to backyard barbecues, but when health is the priority, baked salmon, slow-cooked chicken soup, or a simple duck stew will serve the body far better. So here's a question for you. Which of these three meats do you eat most often, and which do you neglect? Share your answer in the comments below. Your insights may inspire others to make healthier choices. And remember, by subscribing to this channel, you'll keep receiving simple, practical guidance that could make a real difference in your daily life. As we move forward, it's worth noting that diet alone isn't enough. To truly thrive past 60, we must also pay attention to lifestyle, movement, sunlight, and mental balance. In the next part, we'll explore these vital practices, showing how they work hand in hand with the right foods to build not just longevity, but quality of life. So far, we've seen that food choices, fish, chicken, and duck can protect strength, restore balance, and ease common complaints after 60. But here's a truth worth repeating. Even the best diet cannot carry you alone. Food is fuel, yes, but lifestyle is the engine. Without daily habits that support digestion, circulation, and emotional balance, even longevity meats will fall short. Let's explore the golden lifestyle practices that seniors in the United States and Canada can adopt today to live not only longer, but with dignity and energy. The first golden key is sunlight. Many older adults fear the sun, worrying about skin damage or fatigue. But in moderation, sunlight is the most natural medicine we have. Western doctors point to vitamin D, crucial for bone strength and immunity. Traditional wisdom speaks of the sun's yang energy absorbed, especially through the back, where the governing vessel runs. Think of your back as the body's solar panel. A gentle 15-20 minutes of morning sun warms the spine, lifts mood, and clears dampness that often causes stiffness in joints. Seniors who make this a habit frequently report better sleep, improved mood, and fewer colds. Ask yourself honestly, when was the last time you let the morning sun fall directly on your back? If it's been too long, type sun in the comments to remind yourself and others of this simple gift of nature. The second key is movement, slow, steady, and intentional. Many seniors believe exercise means exhausting workouts or sweating buckets at the gym. Not true. After 60, the body thrives on gentle but regular activity. Tai Chi, Qigong, and even simple walking are perfect examples. Western medicine calls this low-impact exercise. It strengthens muscles, improves balance, and lowers the risk of falls. Traditional practice emphasizes harmony. Each slow movement circulates qi and blood, keeping the inner channels open. Imagine starting your day with a 15-minute Tai Chi routine, your breath matching your steps, your arms moving with grace. This is not just fitness, it's therapy. It lowers stress hormones, supports heart health, and brings a sense of calm. If you already practice some form of gentle exercise, let us know in the comments, right movement, so we can celebrate your discipline together. The third key is moderation in eating habits. We've already discussed what meats to favor, but how we eat is just as critical. Both East and West agree overeating burdens the body. Traditional medicine suggests eating until 70% full, leaving space for digestion. Western doctors echo this through research showing calorie moderation slows aging processes and reduces inflammation. Seniors who learn to stop just before feeling stuffed give their stomachs and intestines the room to do their work efficiently. Meals should be regular 3 times a day without long gaps or late-night snacks. Avoiding overly cold, greasy, or spicy foods protects the aging digestive system from unnecessary strain. One practical tip: try using smaller plates to naturally reduce portion size. It sounds simple, but this trick can save your body years of struggle. The fourth key is emotional balance. This is perhaps the most underestimated factor in senior health. Anger injures the liver, worry drains the spleen, fear weakens the kidneys. These are not only poetic sayings from traditional texts, but truths now backed by modern science. Chronic stress accelerates aging, raises blood pressure, and weakens immunity. Emotional stability, on the other hand, is medicine. Maintaining social connections, practicing gratitude, and finding purpose in daily life all protect the heart and brain. In North America, loneliness among seniors is a growing crisis. Studies show isolation increases mortality risk as much as smoking. That's why community, whether through church, volunteer work, or simply sharing meals with friends, is not optional. It's survival. So let me ask, do you have a circle of friends or family you meet weekly? If yes, type community below. If not, maybe today is the day to reach out and rebuild that circle. The fifth key ties everything together: listening to your body. No doctor, Eastern or Western, knows your body as well as you do. Notice how you feel after meals. Pay attention to signals: fatigue, bloating, irritability, dryness. These are messages, not nuisances. Traditional medicine teaches us to adapt diet and lifestyle based on these patterns. Western medicine teaches us to track blood pressure, glucose, and cholesterol. Both encourage awareness. Seniors who cultivate this listening habit become their own best healers, adjusting before problems escalate. So when we combine these golden practices, sun movement, moderation, emotional balance, and self-awareness with the right diet, we create a holistic foundation for healthy aging. It's no longer about merely surviving the years, it's about thriving in them. Friends, as you hear these principles, I encourage you to reflect which of these habits are already part of your daily life and which are missing. Share your thoughts in the comments because your journey may inspire someone else. And don't forget, by subscribing, you ensure that you won't miss the next discussion where we'll bring all these insights together into one practical roadmap for longevity. We've traveled together through the journey of healthy aging, starting with the fears of the three highs, uncovering the mistakes of extreme diets or misguided remedies, learning how both Western science and traditional wisdom explain the role of meat, and finally discovering the three longevity choices: fish, chicken, and duck, supported by golden lifestyle habits like sunlight, gentle movement, moderation, and emotional balance. The message is clear: aging is not about deprivation or fear. It's about balance, wisdom, and listening to what your body truly needs. So, dear friends, the next time you sit down at your dinner table, remember, this meat is not your enemy, but your tool. Prepared wisely, eaten mindfully, and supported by healthy routines, it can be the very medicine that keeps you strong and independent. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which change will you start today? Adding more fish walking in the sun, or simply eating until you're 70% full? Share in the comments because your voice can inspire someone else watching. And don't forget, subscribe to this channel so you'll be the first to join us in the next episode, where we'll reveal even more practical secrets for living longer, healthier, and happier. See you soon.